Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, let's get to the latest 49ers news and rumors, some injury news, some injury updates, and maybe a new wide receiver could be coming to San Francisco in the coming days. We'll get to the injury news first. Let's start with George Kittle and his knee injury. Yes, so, as we mentioned in our grading video yesterday, remember George Kittle said after the game, "I'm fine, totally fine, no worries." Well, Kyle Shanahan met with the media and said that George Kittle has a knee sprain. They do not expect it to be serious, but they will know more on Wednesday. This is a developing story right now in San Francisco to the point where any day now, we could be getting very bad news regarding George Kittle. Now, again, I said, they don't expect it to be serious. A knee sprain is not necessarily a serious injury, but they say they'll know more on Wednesday. So as we always say here at Chat Sports, I'm filming this on a Tuesday morning, so you could be watching this on a Wednesday or Thursday, and the news could have changed. But no, obviously we're filming this with the latest news that we possibly have. First off, good thing they signed Jordan Reed. I know Reed didn't do much in the game on Sunday, but they got him for a reason, and this could be one of those reasons that they weren't expecting, but in the end could turn out to be a very important addition to the 49ers this offseason. Here was Kyle Shanahan on Monday about George Kittle saying, quote, "We'll see how he comes in on Wednesday. He was a little sore today, but we'll wait and see how he is on Wednesday to see if he's able to practice or able to go this week. We know there will be some question." Okay, again, make sure you guys are subscribed because as soon as we know whether Kittle is a go or not this week, we will have an update video ready to go on that one, so make sure you guys are subbed. Bigger subscribe button down below. This is not necessarily the worst news possible. Again, if Kittle had to miss 1 or 2 weeks, it's not the worst thing in the entire world. At Jets, at Giants the next couple of weeks, the Niners should be fine without him. And really, due to the tight end depth chart you see right now, they can get through with Charlie Warner, we can get through with Warner or Dwelly or even Jordan Reed, obviously, is the number 1 tight end on that roster, elevate somebody from the practice squad to be their number 3 tight end. He has had some injuries in the past. I mean, we got to be honest about this stuff. He had a knee injury last year where he missed 2 games. In 2018, he had the separated shoulder in preseason. 2017, he had that sprained ankle where he missed a game. In 2016, he had that pedal foot sprain at Iowa, which obviously caused him to miss the final 2 games of his Iowa career. So Kittle is no... I'm not gonna say he's injury prone, but he obviously has had injuries in the past where he misses a game or 2. So again, I would not be surprised if the 49ers go, listen, we're at the Jets next week. The Jets were terrible against the Bills. We're not gonna lose 2 games in a row. So let's go ahead and sit out George Kittle this week just to be safe. Although if you do sit out George Kittle, the weapons for Jimmy Garoppolo keep getting worse and worse. How concerned are you guys with the Kittle injury? I want to hear from you guys down below in the pinned comment. First comment on the in the entire comment section. Give me your answer on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 meaning you're freaking out, which you shouldn't. Calm down. 1 meaning you're not concerned at all, which you also shouldn't be. I'm right there at a 6 or a 7. I'm concerned. He's probably going to miss a game or 2 if I had to put money on it, but at the same time, this doesn't seem to be a long-term thing, so he should be fine for the remainder of the season. Let me know what you guys think, though, down below in the comment section. All right, quick update here on Deebo Samuel. We got some good news and some bad news, I should say. I mean, listen, he had the injury to his foot in training camp, and a lot of people said it would be until week 4 until Deebo Samuel would come back. I myself said the Eagles game week 4 was the target for Deebo to come back. Problem is, Deebo and a lot of other people said, no, Deebo will be ready to go week 1. Trust me, he's been working out, he's been practicing, he looks great, he's going to play. And then the 49ers just placed Deebo Samuel on injured reserve, meaning he's going to miss the first 3 games at minimum this year in the 49ers season. Now, they do expect him to go ahead and be back week 4, so what do you know? My whole idea of don't rush Deebo Samuel back, let him come back whenever he's 100% ready. Week 4 against Philly makes sense. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and be right. The Niners definitely need him, though, which is it's a whole different story. They need help at wide receiver. Drop a like right now if the 49ers really need Deebo back as quickly as possible. Here was Niners Nation on Deebo Samuel just the other day saying, quote, Shanahan also said while Deebo was close to playing, he had a little bit of a setback, and that's why he went on the injured reserve. The goal is still week 4 for Samuel's return to the 49ers lineup, which again, with the injury that he had, an injury that Trent Taylor had multiple surgeries with, a lot of doctors said, listen, this is a tricky injury you don't want to re-injure. When you have a little bit of a setback, it makes sense to go ahead and say, hey, let's just make sure he's 100% ready to go when we do bring him back. That way he is, the full Deebo Samuel that we saw last year. Here's your timeline, though. Jets and Giants obviously can't play because of IR. Week 4 is the target start date. It makes sense. Philadelphia, good matchup against Darius Slay and that Eagle defense on Sunday Night Football, so the world would see it. But even if he's not ready for that one, maybe you come back week 5 against the Dolphins, an easy win there for San Francisco. Week 6, for sure, he will be back, in my opinion, by week 6 on Sunday Night Football when they take on the Rams. But it looks like we're in that target of Eagles or Dolphins would be kind of the likely comeback date for Deebo Samuel. You talked about them needing a wide receiver. Look, their leading receiver last week at the wide receiver position was Kendrick Bourne, who had 5 targets, 2 catches, and 34 yards. Goodness gracious. People were saying, I remember on all my live videos this offseason, is Kendrick Bourne going to pop off this year? I said maybe, but don't expect him to. And listen, I know the 49ers were bad on offense on Sunday, but the wide receiver core might need a little bit of help. And even though the Jets are coming up next week, hopefully Deebo is ready to go sooner rather than later. And speaking of those Jets, though, I want to take a quick look at the betting odds right now for that game on Sunday, courtesy of our friends at BetUS. Right now, the 49ers are 7-point favorites over the New York Football Jets. Over-under is at 42.5. So, a great time to go ahead and bet on the 49ers. I know I said last week was an easy bet for the 49ers, and of course we were all shocked whenever they lost, but do you really think the 49ers are going to lose two games in a row, especially to the Jets in week 2? It's not going to happen. Bet on the 49ers right now, and you do it with our friends right now at chatsports.com/bet. BetUS is giving you guys a 120% deposit bonus when you use the promo code Niners125. Let me say that again. When you put $100 down in your deposit account with BetUS, they will then match that and give you more, 125% bonus when you use the promo code Niners125. To me, it's an easy money win for the 49ers. Bet on them this week, because if they lose this one, then we all are going to be in trouble because the season's not going to go well. The Jets are a bad football team. But again, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Niners125. Okay, the news you guys probably all came for, we saved for last, best for last year, and that's Mohamed Sanu. Remember a couple of weeks ago when the Patriots cut Mohamed Sanu, and you guys kept tweeting me at Real Thomas Mott saying, should the 49ers sign Mohamed Sanu? And I said, no, they don't need to. Deebo's going to be here. They're going to be fine. No worries. Well, here we are. I've changed my mind. The 49ers could use Mohamed Sanu. Listen, the receiver struggled mightily in week 1. We don't know yet if Brandon Ayuk will be ready to go for week 2, but we already know that Deebo's not there until at least week 4. I think there's a real possibility that with the 49ers needing help at wide receiver, they could look to free agent wide receiver Mohamed Sanu. And if they make a move like this again, make sure you guys are subbed here by clicking the big red subscribe button down below. That way you're notified once they do this move, because I think the move could be on the horizon. And I say the move could be on the horizon based off of this quote from Kyle Shanahan on Monday. Was asked specifically about Mohamed Sanu. Good work by the 49er beat writers, by the way. Great question here. Quote, we'll see how these injuries go, but I love Sanu. He's a hell of a player. So him being out there is always a possibility. We'll look into everything we have, though, but I wouldn't rule that out at all. He's available, and he's definitely a guy I respect, and I think everyone in this league respects, so we'll see how it goes this week. Remember, Sanu was traded to the Patriots halfway through the NFL season. Atlanta was struggling, and they got a second-round draft pick out of it. Atlanta won that deal hands down. But with the Pats in a shortened season, in 8 games, Sanu had 26 catches, 207 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's a good receiver. A big receiver, probably be the biggest receiver on the 49ers team overall. There's a reason the Pats cut him, which is why I was hesitant on signing him a couple of weeks ago. Like, the Pats wouldn't cut a receiver because they need receivers as well. So if we sign Deebo Samuel, don't expect the sun. If we sign Mohamed Sanu, don't expect the sun, moon, and the stars. But with the current 49ers wide receiver depth chart, I mean, goodness, would he be the best receiver on this team? Maybe, at least until Deebo Samuel came back. And plus, I think you could get him for a pretty discounted rate because, again, no one has signed him yet, and it's week 2. So I'm all for it. The injuries are adding up. Deebo's on IR. Richie James had that hamstring. Brandon Ayuk still with the hamstring. Sure, Ayuk coming back might provide a little bit of help, but it's not exactly the full force help that they need right now after watching what happened on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, if something happens, you'll be the first to know right over here. Follow me on Twitter as well. That way you guys are notified there at the same time. Ultimately, out for today here on the 40 to 49ers Report. The best part of the NFL, we're already, Sunday's behind us, and we are on to the New York Jets. If they lose to the Jets, we're going to have problems. They're not going to. They're going to be okay. Again, ultimately out for today on the 49ers Report, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. For the rest of your day.